Okay, Dad, tell me where you were born.
I was born in Spokane, Washington. The year was 1931. The country was in the midst of a deep depression, worst one the country ever had. But people were still having babies, obviously.
What did your dad do
My dad, that depends.
when you were born? What was he doing?
Oh, when I was born, he was a laborer, and he worked for the Spokane Water Department, digging trenches for water lines. And then he graduated into becoming a plumber. That's where he ended up, plumbing.
For a career,
Yeah.
the plumber. How about your mom?
My mom was always a housewife because she was totally deaf.
Totally deaf. Never had a job ever.
She did have a job before she went deaf, when she was a teenager, not after she got married.
So took care of, and you have other siblings, correct?
True.
Yep. And they are.
Oh, I had two of each. Two brothers, Harold and Richard, and two sisters, Dorothy and Mary Ann.
And they all live there in town.
They did at one time, then they all left.
And where are you in the pecking order?
I was second born, 18 months behind my brother,
And then who was after that?
Dorothy.
Hmm?
She was 3 years behind me.
And then after that?
And Richard, 2 years behind Dorothy.
And
And Mary Ann, 8 years behind Richard.
then, wow, it's a long span.
Stretched it way out there.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Okay, Dad. Where did you start school at?
I started at Emerson grade school. Went there for 7 years.
Through 7th grade.
Yeah.
And then 8th grade where?
At Havermale Junior High. A new concept at that time.
Interesting. And after Havermale, that was 2 years?
2 years, and then 3 years at North Central. And 1 year at Eastern Washington College of Education. That's the end of my education.
And no, you didn't have a degree,
No.
but furthered your education.
But I did serve a hitch of 5 years in the Naval Air Reserve at that time.
Okay, Dad, since you mentioned that your mom didn't really raise you and your grandmother raised you, Grandma Forbes, why is that, do you think, and how long did you live with her?
I lived with my Grandma Forbes from the 1st grade up through high school.
This is total live-in, like you're actually moved in.
In and out.
Okay.
Whenever I got tired of living at Grandma's, I'd go live with Mom, because we only lived about 4 blocks away.
You and who else?
Harold.
Your older brother.
Yeah.
Okay, and you lived with Grandma Forbes, what again?
I lived at Grandma Forbes up until the time I met your mom, Donna, and we got married in 1953.
Yeah, how'd you meet her? You met her in school?
No, I met her at the restaurant where I worked. She was a friend of Harold's girlfriend. And fortunately for me, she only lived 2 blocks away.
How convenient.
Yeah, really.
And what was the job that you were working at?
I was a fry cook when I was only 18.
At what? What was the name of it?
The Tasty Grill, they
Tasty
called
Grill.
it. We sold hamburgers 2 for 29 cents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Boy, talk about the good old days.
Yeah. Did you have a car?
I did. My first car,
First car.
First car was a 1931 Chevrolet
Very nice.
sedan.
Huh? And that was your own?
Yeah,
No, didn't share it with anybody?
yeah. Back in those days, you had to get your own. Your dad didn't give you cars in them days.
Okay, you had a car there at the Tasty Grill, and how did you meet Mom there? Or how did you meet her?
I met her through Harold's girlfriend, Jeannie Fagans. Donna and her were friends, and Jeannie thought I would be a good date for Donna, and so she brought her over.
Did you think that too?
Yeah, I did. Pretty nice.
Sorry. Okay, so you met Mom at the Tasty Grill. How did you, where'd you go on your first date? And how'd you do that? Did you ask her out?
Yeah. First date. I think we went to the state line in Idaho.
You and Harold and Jeannie and Mom, or Donna.
And I think Don Young and his wife were there too.
6 of you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Out dancing or something?
Yeah.
So it was live music?
Mostly listening to mostly drinking.
Drinking? You guys were
Yeah.
teenage.
Of course, I was only, I think, 8. I might have been 19, but you could drink legally in Idaho at 19. And that was the first date. And then it went downhill from
Oh, gee.
then. No, then it
No, it
became
can't.
better after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second date. You had a second date.
Yeah, I did. Back in the days, you could get a second date.
Uh-huh.
And we just started going together.
And she was same age as you, or what?
No, she was a little younger.
A little younger.
Yeah.
Dating a younger girl then.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long did you date for
3 years.
before you asked her to marry you?
We decided we were meant for each other.
And how old were you at that time
I was 22.
when you got married?
Married at 22 and had my
And Donna
first child at 23.
Okay. And Donna was how old when you got married?
I don't remember.
Okay. Okay. And then after that, you had kids, I take it.
Yeah, I just mentioned that.
Hey, Dad, tell a story of someone in your family who influenced you and made you who you are today.
I was raised by my grandmother. I was the second born, but we had 2 children behind me that my mom was pretty busy with, so I was raised by my grandmother.
Okay, after the Tasty Grill, what job did you have? What was that next after that?
Oh, I went to work for the drive-in theater as the head popcorn maker.
Wow,
Yeah,
big doings.
and of course part of my job was direct people into parking places with my flashlight. Usually it was still twilight out, you didn't need that. But then I'd make my popcorn, and then I would, during the break, go up to the concession stand and sell it.
Can you describe a drive-in theater? Most people these days do not know what a drive-in theater is.
Oh, a drive-in theater was a theater that they made for park your car and watch the movie.
In your
And
car?
prior to the movie, they had everybody used to have a spotlight on their car, and they paid spotlight tag. They'd have a thing they'd put up on that screen, and you were supposed to follow it.
With your spotlight?
Yeah, and it was going all over the place. And
That's pretty cool.
that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, pretty nice way to get used to being sitting in your car. Oh, and they hang the speaker on the side of your car so you can
Uh-huh.
listen to it.
So it's a
and
big
watch it.
screen outdoors, then you're watching from your car.
Yeah,
What a concept.
yeah.
All right, at the drive-in theater,
Yeah.
and 1 feature, 2 feature, what was
Oh,
it?
double feature.
Always double feature. With
think.
cartoons?
With cartoons, yeah, and previews, yeah.
And the intermission they had in between,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
And then after it was over,
Then it was over, it was the fun time for people that worked there because we had to help the cars exit the theater.
why'd you have to do that?
Well, because there was different the theaters lined up in rows and aisles, and everybody wanted to leave at the same time, so it was up to the guys helping exit the cars to stand in the way of certain cars so
So you're
others
an usher.
could come out. Yeah,
You're ushering them
Yeah.
out.
that was fun.
Yeah. How long did you do that for?
Well, maybe 3 seasons or so.
3 years.
This was only a summertime activity. You know,
Okay.
nobody sat in their car in Spokane in the wintertime.
No, you're not going to watch
Watch a
driving.
movie. You didn't gas yourself.
It'd be snowing.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what job did you have after that? Then?
Then Don Brown got me a job at Safeway, unloading, loading trailers to ship groceries to the stores in town.
Where was that at?
That was in Spokane.
I know, but we're at Spokane.
Oh, that was in Spokane on Division and Riverside.
Okay, so you started at Safeway, loading trucks, or loading trailers
Yeah,
to be delivered to the stores.
yeah.
And how long did you do that for, that particular job?
I did that for a year.
A year.
Yeah.
And then you moved on to another Safeway
And then
still.
I became a forklift driver.
Oh,
And I did that for about 7 years.
still loading trailers with a forklift.
No, driving forklift,
Oh, staging.
unloading and placing in the warehouse and stuff like that. And then I transferred into the trucking department. And I was lubing trucks and steam cleaning.
Oh, you were in the shop.
Yeah, the shop. And then 2 guys got canned for stealing, and I got selected to start driving truck.
Did you need a certain license for that at the time, or
Oh yeah.
you did? You have to go through a class or a school to get the license?
No, we didn't. It was trained on the job.
Oh, you on the job.
Yeah,
And how long was the training for before you were fully
about 2 nights, I think.
two nights?
Yeah. 2 nights, you're on your own.
Okay, Dad. So you have did you have kids?
Yes,
You do have kids.
3 of them, all boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And their names and ages are,
Oh,
or years apart, I should say.
oh. Years apart. David was born first, and then 5 years later, Darren was born, and 18 months later, Robert was born.
Just like you and Harold.
Yes.
Same sort of thing. And they're good kids, right?
Oh, they're wonderful.
Okay.
They're the joy of my life.
So driving, how long did you were you in Spokane driving? You thought this was a new career for you?
Yes, it was a new career, driving truck in Spokane. And the year that we had the 4 feet of snow, I decided I was not going to stay in Spokane any longer and drive truck, and I transferred over to Seattle.
Oh, okay. And then and Donna also transferred too?
Oh, yes, she did, and I must say that some of my family didn't want to go to Spokane, or leave Spokane and go to Seattle. But they did it anyway.
Why is that?
They had their own personal reasons, I think. I don't know. I didn't really get into that, why they didn't want to leave, but they didn't, and they were adamant about it.
Was Donna working at the same time? You
Yes,
were?
she was. She was selling national tapes or something like that, yeah.
So she was a stay-home mom for a while, but then got a job.
Yeah. As soon as the kids got into school, she went to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is a decision you and her both made, as we're out of Spokane, we want to move to.
Seattle.
Why'd you pick Seattle of all places?
That's where her job was at, and mine too.
So at Safeway, you said, okay, come on over.
Yeah, I got rehired at Safeway.
You're not in Seattle though, right?
Oh, right, little suburb, Bellevue.
Bellevue.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that was, what year was that?
1969.
And so that was quite a dramatic,
That was traumatic for my family.
yeah, uprooting.
Uproot them and pull them out of schools and just take them over.
And all the kids didn't like that, the three kids.
Boy, them kids were up in arms over that one. But after a while, they settled right into it.
Okay, Dad, could you tell a fond memory about a sibling or parent or other relative or friend of a story that you have that you remember?
Oh, sure. I can remember my Uncle Clarence, Swede we called him, being discharged in the Army. He fought in North Africa, and when he got discharged, he came to Spokane, and he lived in Lewiston, and he picked up Harold and I. We were a couple of teenagers, and he hitchhiked us down to Lewiston.
For what reason?
He wanted to go home.
Oh, that's where he lived.
Yeah,
He had no car.
no.
Oh, so that's one way to get down there.
He was just out of the Army.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And how long were you guys down there for?
At that time?
Yeah.
I don't remember. A couple of days.
Hitchhike back?
No, I don't know how I got back.
Okay.
I know my dad didn't come and get me. I do know that much. But I don't remember hitchhiking back because Clarence stayed down there.
Okay. Okay, Dad. And your parents' names are, and give your mom's maiden name too, if
Oh.
you could.
My dad was Bert Young, and my mom was Helen Forbes.
Okay. Hey, Dad, tell us about the Christmas exchange that you had with the White Elephant.
Oh, okay. My grandmother always had us over on Christmas Eve, and we exchanged gifts. Well, my little brother Richard was coming up into the world. He was a pretty snappy little dresser back in them days. So I decided to get him the ugliest, warm, crappiest tie I could possibly find and gift wrap it really nice for this, so he could open it in front of everybody. And of course, I got it back the next year, and then he got it back, and then I got it back. And I don't know why we finally quit, but it was pretty funny at the time.
That is funny.
We were expecting to get that tie, one of us.
So that was, every year it was a White Elephant type exchange?
Well, just that tie.
Oh, just, I know, but everybody did that, or just you
No,
guys?
just him.
Just you and
Richard
him,
I.
I see,
Yeah.
okay. So, at Safeway, what accomplishment did you have when you were working there?
I accomplished the 1 million mile safe driving award,
1 million miles. Safe
which
driving.
wasn't too uncommon.
What do you get for that?
A plaque.
A plaque.
Yeah, and it's not too uncommon. There was a lot of drivers that did that.
Does that mean 1 million miles with no accidents?
Right.
Gotcha. Okay, at Safeway then, what year did you retire?
I retired when I was 62, the day I was 62, and that was 1993.
Yeah, and then you worked part-time after that?
And then for the next 10 years, I worked part-time, mostly Saturdays.
And you retired fully
Yeah.
in what year?
I haven't been inside of a truck since 2003,
2003.
and here it is, 2016,
Okay.
13 years.
And were you that antsy to retire at 62?
I was antsy to retire.
Oh, okay.
That's why I retired the same day that I made it.
Okay. Okay, Dad, what's your favorite color?
Blue,
Okay. What is your favorite type of food?
Chinese,
Chinese food, that's good. What is your favorite type of music?
swing.
Okay. Swing being. Okay. What about, what's your favorite movie or movies?
My favorite, all-time favorite was Hang 'em High and Deliverance.
Okay, interesting. Do you have any collections, stamp collections, coin collections, anything like that?
No.
No. Okay, who is your favorite actor?
That would be Clint Eastwood.
Actress?
Actress, Doris Day.
Okay. And Do you have a favorite pastime or hobby?
I love to play cards.
Cards,
Yes,
like
Pinocchle's my favorite all-time game.
Pinochle. Okay. And how often do you get to play that?
Not very often.
And
Not often enough. I would play every day if I could.
you need some players.
Yeah, I need players.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a fun game. Who taught you that game?
Well, I was taught kind of watching my dad and mom and aunt and uncle play. But they only played racehorse. I kind of learned the basics there. But my little brother's the one that refined it for me, for himself. I didn't get as refined as he was. But that's where the finer points came from. Was my little brother.
He taught you how to do it right.
Yeah, there's more to the game than just the mechanics to it.
So, Dad, did you ever bought yourself a brand new car?
I certainly did. I was 73, and I was thinking if I didn't buy one by now, I probably never want to ever buy one. So I bought myself a 2005 Ford Focus, which I'm still driving today, and I still like the car.
Nice. So, of all the cars you had, did you ever have any car payments?
Not since I paid off my 52 Ford, and I was making $80 a month payments, and I says, I'm never gonna ever do this again after I finally got it paid off.
Okay.
And I didn't.
All right. Okay, Dad. Do you have anything else you want to add to this at all, or that?
Well, only the fact that I would like to thank my two sons for this interview. Darren doing the filming and David running the interview, and to anyone else I can think of. Oh, I can thank my grandson for not intervening anymore. I guess that would about wrap it up. Thanks a lot.